Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed back with another video. We had chapter 1019 and we're going to do a review for it. And before I get into it, One Piece is on the cover of Weekly Shonen Jump this week. And why is this important? Well, last week, if you guys haven't been paying attention much, it's primarily on TikTok. The Boruto fans have been upset with the One Piece fans and vice versa. And I believe last week Boruto and Goku were on the cover of Weekly Shonen Jump, and I find it funny because Boruto fans were getting so hyped about it, and Luffy's on it the very next week. That's kind of hilarious in my opinion. But if you guys did not know, there's this website, it's called IMDb, and where it ranks TV shows, movies, etc. And so what they have is this top 100 episode list of all time where they rank, the highest rated episodes. And last week's One Piece episode got a 9.9 and it was ranked 19th. However, people were upset by that, like One Piece haters, and they went and intentionally tanked its rankings and intentionally gave it a 1 out of 10. If people are gonna be like, oh, you don't know if that's true, they literally have 3,000 rankings for 10 out of 10, like 100 for a 9 out of 10, and then like 8 through 2, it's literally like in the single digits, and then 1 out of 10 is almost at 200, which is kind of ridiculous. I can understand you hating the show, but intentionally throwing its rankings, I think that's a little bit petty. But this week's cover page, it's a colored cover page where we have all of the Straw Hats, and they are riding on whale sharks. This is pretty cool. Reminds me of Impelled Down, where Jinbei, he summoned whale sharks in order to save Luffy and the prisoners and Impelled Down. But the chapter, it starts off with Sanji versus Queen. Sanji still hasn't used his raid suit. As we know, Queen is hybrid form. Queen is sitting up in here sending beams at Sanji. Sanji, he's like, man, if this was Franky, he would love this. He would fight in this way. He would love these lasers. So I really enjoyed that. And we cut to Zoro. I feel like maybe it just might be the Zoro fan in me. I believe Oda is stretching out Zoro's return a little bit too much. Maybe this is for a reason. Maybe it's because he has to fight a certain person at a certain time. I don't know. But basically, they haven't even given Zoro the injection yet, which I kind of find funny because they talk about how thick the layers of the bandages are, which makes sense because Sanji's not a doctor, so he's sitting up in here and wrap Zoro in an abundance of layers. And so they're going to give him the shot before they decided to unwrap his layers of bandages. And he's like, well, you guys are dumb. He said, unhand me and untie me first, because we know the bandage and that the shot is going to have repercussions on his body, and so it's not going to last forever. So Zoro needs to be able to fight as long as possible, and with him being in the bandages, well, like, he's not going to be able to do that. And I don't understand I really don't know what's going on with Marco. I think I'm going to assume he's fighting King right now. I really think that we should see some of him very soon, I hope. Because that way we would know Zoro's matchup a little bit better, in my opinion. But I think that's enough of Zoro for today. But we cut to Luffy. He is on the polar tank. And so, obviously, Law is the doctor. I'm pretty sure everybody on that ship probably knows first aid or something along those lines. However, we know Law is the expertise when it comes to surgery, disease, all that, etc. And so they're trying to figure out what to do with Luffy. They already got him to cough up a lot of water, so what do we do to him? And Luffy comes back after being unconscious, and he's like, meat. And I find this hilarious. This reminds me of Alabasta when Robin saved him from the sand, and he's crawling to Pell, grabs him, and he says, meat. So that reminds me of that, so I enjoy seeing this from Luffy. And I'm not complaining. This is a Franky heavy chapter. I feel like Franky, he's in my top 4. I think maybe even 5 favorite Straw Hats. For me, it goes Zoro, Luffy, Robin, Sanji, and Franky. Yeah, so he's 5. And I feel like most of the community, they don't really give Franky that much love and respect. He's usually, whenever I see people make a top 10 favorite Straw Hat list, usually Franky's always either last or somewhere towards the bottom. And I like Franky, and I think we underestimate his strength and that we don't appreciate his character. So I'm happy it's a him-centered chapter. I'm gonna be honest though, like I said, I'm not complaining. I thought we were going to get Black Maria and Robin versus Brooke. Black Maria and Brooke versus, Robin and Black Maria. Robin and Brooke versus Black Maria. What am I thinking? But I'm not complaining. We'll probably end up getting that next chapter, potentially. Maybe we might pick up where he left at the end of this chapter. I don't know. I'm not complaining. Like I said, Franky, we love him, but he actually forced Sasaki to go in his hybrid form. We saw a couple times where he laid some devastating blows on him, and he's like, well, okay. He said, I don't understand why you dinosaurs are so tough. He said, I have left some fatal blows and you're not dead. And so Franky's getting a little upset. I just love this, man. And so Sasaki, he uses his sword, I believe it's called Karugari or Karukuri. It's like Katakuri, but with an R instead of a T. And so basically, it's like blades come out horizontally on his sword, and it's his helix sword. And so it starts spinning and rotating blades on his actual sword. So like we have the long version of the sword, then the horizontal swords come out, and they're rotating. And then Sasaki, he ended up rotating his neck, head area, where it turned into the Triceracopter. And I find it funny, each time Sasaki does something, Franky would always make a comment on it. I don't know if he was impressed or he was excited or like shocked. It was a mixture of all of them. He's like, whoa, like that's impressive. We're like, whoa, you're spinning. Like, I just love his personality. And there's different members of the Beast Pirates, the Gifters, the Waiters, the Pleasurers, etc. helping him fight on the floor. And Franky's like, hey, I don't really know why you guys switch sides. However, hey, if you did, I appreciate it. That means we have more allies, more friends. And Franky, him and Sasaki are going back and forth. He uses General Shield. He uses his rocket launcher. And Sasaki, he's blitzing him a little bit. So in this, I think the battle of speed, Franky's losing. But like in the battle of endurance and I guess more weapons in the arsenal, I have to give it to Franky. However, Sasaki forces Franky to have to retreat after breaking his sword because he broke through his shield a little bit. He kind of messed up Franky's shoulder, the rocket launchers. Sasaki caused it to misfire, etc. And I find it funny, Franky, he puts him in a suplex, and then he's about to attack him with a sword, but Sasaki gets out of it. He's like, man, if I was better with a sword, he said, I beat you. And then that's when Sasaki breaks his sword. Obviously, the difference between Zoro and Franky, one, Franky's not a swordsman, and his swords are made of iron. They're not of like a supreme grade or one of the different level grade swords. Franky made it all on his own. And two, well, he can't use hockey. And so I find it funny, Franky's like, I lost my sword. And then he takes off. It reminds me of, I don't know if you guys read or watch Jujutsu Kaisen, but in the first season when Maki like beats Miwa, and then she takes her sword, and Miwa's just standing there like, I'm useless, Miwa here, I lost my sword, because that's all she, knows how to fight with. So Franky, he takes off, and then he's running away. He's like, well, shoot. He said, I don't know what to do. He said, I'm going to just put it all in one shot with a Franky cannon, I believe that's what it's called. So he uses all his attack in his general Franky. It's called Gaian, I believe Gaian Energy Core or Gaian Cannon Encore, and he does a General Cannon Blast. So he's basically using his Radical Beam in his Iron Pirate form, but that does not Sasaki. And Franky's like, man, you have got to be kidding me. And then Sasaki, he actually damages the Iron Franky, where it causes Franky to eject. He rolls out, and this panel is going to look so cool animated, and it looks so cool when I read it. If you guys don't know the scans, how it works, probably the climax of the chapter, that's what they color. And so Franky, he jumped out of his Iron Franky, and it kind of appeared he was rolling midair, and he took I wish I could do it, but like the Radical Beam, like he did that and it shot Sasaki, and I assume he's down for the count. So I think Franky won against Sasaki, but I don't know. A lot of times Oda likes to stretch out fights here and there, and we never truly know when somebody's defeated. But if that's the case, then I think personally page 1 OT Sasaki and Who's Who and Sasaki, I'm gonna put an asterisk by, but we can say that they lost. On which this arc kind of reminds me, or at least this part reminds me a lot of Alabasta, where the Straw Hats, we go Crocodile, whoops up on Luffy, and then we go to the Straw Hats, and that's when they get their fights done and over with, and then the Straw Hats go help with Father here and there, and Luffy, he beat Crocodile. And so in this arc, We have Luffy going against Kaido. He already lost to Kaido one-on-one. And then we have the different fights that are reaching their conclusion. We still have a little bit more. King, Queen, Jack, Big Mom, Black Maria. I think those are the 5 that are left that we have to deal with. There might be a little bit more. I don't remember, but there it is. And I kind of got spoiled for this a little bit. I had seen it on my Instagram feed. It kind of sucked because usually I don't ever get spoiled for One Piece's stuff. But I guess like this, usually they have like a spoiler warning, but somebody just posted it like without having a warning, which sucks. But in the end, Yamato, the reason why she ate the devil fruit was because she was hungry. We already know that a lot of people in Wano, they ate the smile fruit because they had no choice or else they would starve to death. And so I don't know what her devil fruit is, that we haven't gotten an official term, but to me it looks her hair is flowing, she has a tail. To me it either looks like a goat or a fox, but like at the same time the reason why it looks like a goat is because it has the horns like Kaido. However, she doesn't look like a dragon. She doesn't have scales or anything. But that's the only reason why I think it's a goat. But I think it's a fox because the hair, and she has a tail as well. But it kind of looks like a Sulong form to me. So it looks like a mixture between the two. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think her form is in the comment section below. But she's been fighting Kaido in her hybrid form and in his hybrid form, and actually holding her own. She has a couple scratches on her, but overall, I mean, Kaido don't look like he's been affected that much. But overall, Yamato's doing a pretty good job. And I've been seeing a lot of people, when she first introduced Yamato over Zoro, but like, hold your horses. I disagree a little bit. But that does it for chapter 1019. Personally, I enjoyed it more than chapter 1018. A lot of people like Who's Who versus Jinbei. I didn't dislike it. However, I prefer Franky more. We got Yamato, we got Sanji, we got Luffy and Zoro in this chapter as well. So I'm excited. I don't know what next chapter will be. More likely than not, it's either going to be Robin and Brook versus Black Maria, or it will be some Yamato action. We might even get some Zoro action, so I don't know. But comment your guys' thoughts below. We have no break next week, so that's amazing. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video from me. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.